Got a dream in a tear last night, watched the world fade out of sight. Seen the ghosts of time preside, eagles soared and falcons cried. Sleeping phoenix on a rise. Abundance and strange the skies.
Hello, and welcome to Phoenix Rising, and nice that you're here. There's a theme that's going around. It's something that's been around for years, and a lot of human beings are suffering from it, dealing with it. It has to do with the theme of this program itself, that is the sleeping phoenix and the underlying mutation that's taking place in the solar plex center. This underlying mutation that's taking place in the solar plex center is taking place in two gates, the 55th gate and in the 49th gate. Their relationship in genetics is to the histidine codon. And this is where the mutation is taking place, but mutation does not take place without side effects. The mutation that is transforming the solar plex system has been a mutation that's been at work since 1781, since the arrival of the nine-centered being on this plane. And it has had two very obvious impacts. They're impacts I've been talking about for decades now in my work in human design. That is the exponential rise of autism and prostate cancer. Both are directly related to the mutation that's taking in the solar plex center. But it's also leading to a great deal of confusion in terms of the way in which the allopathic environment is diagnosing what they call autism. Autism is about the rightness that is coming. In human design, one of the things that we truly understand that really makes a difference about the nature of understanding ourselves is that not only are we binary consciousness, but our consciousness has both a left, a focused and active quality, and a right, a passive, a peripheral quality. This rightness is something that's new. It's something that is evolving. Ultimately, it is something that will dominate. A receptivity, a way of consciousness taking in that is extremely different. It has an extraordinary impact on the way in which we perceive others. There are many children who have right minds, right brains, who are being treated as if they have a problem, when in fact they're part of a vast mutation that's taking place. It is challenging for them. It is not a world yet that is ready in that sense to welcome them. In so many ways, they're here before their time. And yet to understand the presence of it and not to be confused. Rightness is something that can be dealt with, that can be nourished, that can be deeply enriching. And it is so important that these children who are coming into the world, who will be right-minded and right-brained, that they will have those around them who understand and nurture them. Sleeping Phoenix, this time that we're in, so many changes afoot. And in order for you to be stable on this plane, in order for those that you care for to be stable, to be okay, to live this life to its full potential, there's only one thing you need to keep in mind: strategy and authority. Live this life according to your own authority. And in that, you open the doorway to being aware for yourself, for those you love, for your children. It's a great gift. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
You know what I discovered also when I was alone? A reflector apparent, like we have aurora opens and aurora closes. And it's great when it opens, you know, because it can really open and take things in completely. But whenever it closed, which is out of your control, no? It just happens. I, I, I felt uncomfortable. I felt that others were feeling it, and it made me feel uncomfortable. You know, it just closes, and you're just like, oops, actually, I'm not there right now. But being so long alone, what I discovered in the closing is that actually that closing is like you close off, and what I never recognized before is that you get so much nurturing from somewhere beyond the interpersonal, you know? And that's something that because before I went up that mountain to be alone, okay, there was something, but then when you come down with certain things that you feel like, you know, this I want to integrate a little bit more in my life because I discovered it. And this opening and closing of the aura is something I discovered. And for me, what it also brings about, maybe, I don't know, because of being a vessel, I don't know, it's just something that resonates maybe more. This thing that is there between love and fear. And love is actually this tremendous trust in life, that it takes care of you no matter what and no matter how, and you don't even see how much. And then, you know, this fear that maybe not, or fear where did it go, or whatever, you know. And I think playing now for me with this open, closed, and getting at ease with it, and I think that process maybe, you know, also will probably bring about something in the balance between fear and love also, you know? So it continues to be an amazing journey. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to be a world discoverer, you know, something like Columbus or something, that go into the jungle like Indiana Jones. And since human design, it's like, fuck, I mean, that discovery goes on here all the time, and I have so much to discover, never ending, you know, and like the wondrous new people you meet on some faraway space. Those are the spaces I start discovering in myself. So it's really it's a big adventure for me, also, human design.
All right, time for your weather, your weekly neutrino weather. And what we got this week? We got some interesting things. We begin the week, actually Monday. You know, this is really the end of the confusion and doubt process. And what do you get when it follows? See, it's all a program. It's stage by stage. You get the sun going into the 22nd gate, and you get the earth going into the 47th gate. Now, the 22nd gate is the gate of the listener. It really is about listening. It's about hearing. It's about being open to the potential of a mutation. It can also be death. And the earth in 47 is the gate of oppression. Oppression has many values. What comes out of the doubt and confusion? The potential to be open to what? And the oppression that's there that can follow. We live in a program. We do. Every single one of these elements that are there, that we get to see in the wheel, that we get to see activated in the body graph, it has one value when we're dealing with it uniquely within our own process, and has a totally different value when you understand it's impacting everybody on the planet. That earth in 47, that earth in oppression, you know, for 6 days, that's there in everyone. They don't know that. It's difficult to make sense of the world. This is what the 47th gate is all about, trying to make sense of confusion. And think about all the beings on the planet having that in them all at the same time. And they don't know. They think it's them. And that theme permeates everything. And out of the confusion, out of the doubt, comes this longing for how do you make sense of all of this? And looking for some kind of voice. Oh, beware in all of those places of those with the 12th gate who will come and try to romance you with the story of how they can make your lives better. And from that will flow all kinds of promises and grief as usual. It is a program, not ever to be forgotten. It is a tragedy that we live on a plane of such dense ignorance, but there is nothing to be done about that. There is only you. Human design is about one person at a time. It's about unique beings entering into the journey of fulfilling that potential. Strategy and authority. And then, of course, the weather is your pleasure, or for your entertainment, or as I like to say, enjoy the movie. Well, it is called Jovian Archive. And for those of you that don't know the association, Jovian is based on Jove, and Jove is another way of expressing Jupiter. Jupiter's had many names because it's very bright in the sky, and it has been seen by so many. And Jupiter, the logos, really the center of the organization of consciousness on this plane, Jupiter has quite an impact. And Jupiter this week is entering into the 21st gate. Oh, goodness, let everybody watch out. Truly, let everybody watch out. The 21st gate is the gate of control. It really is. You can tell by its name, biting through. It's the gate of control. It's a very, very powerful ego gate. It is the opening of the entire tribe to the throat. It literally is the controlling agent of the tribe that in its own relationship serves its harmonic, the 45. You know, the 45 as a metaphor is traditionally the empress, the emperor. The 21 is, well, the one who's in charge of everything else. You know, this is where the business is really taken care of on a day-to-day basis. In modern language, the 45 is the CEO and the 21 is the president. They're in charge. They're in control. They will try to control everything. They will try to control what you eat and what you wear and where you live and what you do. And it is a gate of control. And Jupiter, when it enters into anything, doesn't enter in quietly. You know, Jupiter has this expansive nature. I mean, after all, it's a gas planet, you know. So, I mean, it has this huge, expansive nature. And you put Jupiter in the 21st gate, and you put that in every single human being on the planet. Yeah? Think about the world we're living in and what the program is doing on this plane. I mean, think about it. I mean, I laid it all out at the beginning of the year in my rave New Year forecast. It's all out there. What do you think's going to happen on this plane when Jupiter goes into the 21? And everybody's got this deep, deep, deep control conditioning in them. And remember, everything's a binary. It will be the control freaks against the anti-control freaks who are also control freaks because they want to control the control freaks. You know, it goes on and on. It's going to be in everybody. Ah, Jupiter. You know, they don't go to your temples anymore. But they have no idea that you're still here. And you're in all of them. It is a program. Live your uniqueness. Don't get caught up in what's going on in a world that's so deeply, deeply unconscious and manipulated. Live the truth of who you are. Doesn't matter where Jupiter is if you're correct. It's what's going to happen to the rest of the plane. That's another story, but you. We're all here to navigate with grace in this life. Live the correctness of who you are. And bow down a little bit in acknowledgement of the power of Jupiter. By Jove.
Caught a dream in a tear last night, watched the world fade out of sight. Seen the ghosts of time preside, eagles soared and falcons cried. Sleeping phoenix on the rise. Abundance and strange the sky.